Sadly, we are leaving Todos Santos and headed towards La Paz. Now, you'll remember we've been in La Paz before. We were there for a month, and this time only going to be there for about 4 days, and got some things to do there. Got some places to see, and you'll get to see those too, of course, because we're going to go by and do some filming in some little cities, little towns, little villages that you have never seen before. We've never seen them before either, so you'll get to see those. But Todos Santos is almost in our rear view mirror, and we have really enjoyed our time here. Met some great people, some great friends, and I think some that are our lifelong friends. We've met some great topes. Topes are speed bumps, if you don't remember your Spanish. Leaving Todos Santos and headed towards San Antonio in this episode. San Antonio, and I'm not talking about the one in Texas, sorry Texas, but this San Antonio is a small town that is outside of El Triunfo. If you've not seen our video on El Triunfo, go back and look at that one. Amazing town that had its heyday, I guess, back in the late 1800s and early 1900s. You'll remember it was a gold and silver mining town, and Gustave Eiffel, the guy that designed the Eiffel Tower in Paris, France, that he was the guy that designed one of the chimneys there. And do you remember what the name of that chimney was? Don't remember. You'll have to go back and look at that video on El Triunfo, and I'll put a link to that in the description section so it'll make it easy for you to get back to it. All right, let's go check out San Antonio. Highway 19 runs from Todos Santos to La Paz, so it kind of brings you from the west coast, the Pacific Ocean, to the east coast where the bay is, and the Gulf of California, the Sea of Cortez. One thing that we will experience today, and you won't, I don't suppose, unless you can turn the oven on and sit in front of it. Make sure there's ventilation, of course, and that way you can experience the heat with us, because it was 85 degrees Fahrenheit when we left Todos Santos, and within 30 to 45 minutes it will be close to 100 degrees where we're headed. Already just a few minutes down the road is 91 degrees, and so the temperature is climbing. Okay, we have turned off 19 and we are headed towards El Triunfo area, and that's where we're going to find the town of San Antonio. And notice the mountains off there to your left and in front of you, wrapping around to the right as well. That's the thing about Mexico. A lot of people in the USA, and maybe even Canada, I don't know, a lot of people think that Mexico is just all sand and dirt and flat. It is not. Mexico is just like anywhere else. It's got its desert climates, it's got its mountains, it's got cities that are well populated with millions of people. Think of Mexico City, one of the largest cities in the world, and then you have the small villages with only 100 people in them. Mexico, you'll find some of the friendliest, kindest, happiest people that you've ever met, and they always seem to be willing to help you, always seem to offer a smile and whatever you need to help you on your journey and to help you to have a good day. Mexico also has, just on the Baja Peninsula, you've got that wild Pacific coast, and you get the calm bays of the Gulf of California, Sea of Cortez. You've got the hot temperatures, and at the same time, it'll be 25 degrees cooler in another location. Now, while there are the friendly people of Mexico, there are some things here that want to hurt you, that want to kill you. Think about scorpions and rattlesnakes and cacti and some kind of a desert flower-like thing that is a stinging nettle kind of thing that wants to damage you and give you a bad day. But you know what? Before you say, I could never go there because of that, that would kind of also eliminate Texas, Arizona, New Mexico, and California, Nevada, some other states that have the same things. One cool thing that we have seen that you probably won't see because you never can get your camera out fast enough to videotape them are road runners. You know, like meet, road runner, coyote. Haven't seen coyotes, but we have seen road runners run across the highway, and that's kind of cool. Left here is El Triunfo, but we're not going to stop there because we already have, and you've already seen that video. And if you haven't, you need to. It's a gorgeous town, and we actually filmed inside one of their museums, and so you see a video in there that they did, and they told us that we could film in their place. Right up there, can you see it there to the right? Well, it's kind of in front of you, then to the right, that's the big smokestack, the big tower that Gustav Eiffel designed, because we are right here at El Triunfo. In fact, there's the El Triunfo sign, but we're not going to go into town here. We're headed to San Antonio. I wonder if they have a river walk. The town limits of El Triunfo. And there's a sign telling us that San Antonio is 1 kilometer ahead.
de primavera, con aire puro que libera mi corazón. Llegaste a mí con amor libre y sincero. Lo que yo siento es verdadero amor por ti. Cada día tu amor me da felicidad y despierta cosas que nunca sentí jamás. Creo que nunca entenderás lo que siento por ti, lo que siento por ti, lo que siento por ti, lo que siento por ti. Llegaste a mí como una luz de primavera, con aire puro que libera mi corazón.
I believe we're coming into the outer town limits of San Antonio.
Lo que yo siento es verdadero amor por ti. Cada día tu amor me da felicidad.
This is looking down on the small mountain town of San Antonio.
Creo que nunca entenderás lo que siento por ti. Lo que siento.
And when you turn off the main street, you are on cobblestone.
Lo que siento por ti. Lo que siento.
It's a little bit of a bumpy ride.
No sé cómo explicarte lo que siento yo por ti. Lo único que importa es que llegaste a mí. Llegaste a mí como una luz de primavera, con aire puro que libera mi corazón. Cada día tu amor me da felicidad y despierta cosas que nunca sentí jamás. Creo que nunca entenderás lo que siento por ti, 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 lo que siento por ti. Cada día tu amor me da felicidad. Lo que siento por ti. Y despierta cosas que nunca sentí jamás. Lo que siento por ti. Creo que nunca entenderás lo que siento por ti.
All right, you know, I usually paint it all roses and sunshine and happy folks, and sometimes it is. Sometimes it's not. Stopped here in San Antonio, not a lot to see here. And we were kind of hoping that there was an old church and things like that, but it seems like it used to be kind of a happening town, and it's not anymore. There is one little convenience store and little gas station. The gas station's a Pemex, and they're out of gas. You go into the little convenience store, and they were out of Coca-Cola, but we did get a Coke Zero. And, you know, sometimes folks are real friendly. Sometimes they could care less that you're there, and they really wish you to leave, because when you say hola, hello, and they don't say hola back, and you say hasta luego after you pay for your drink, and they just turn away from you, you know it's time to go on down the road. All right? It's time to go on down the road. And so it's kind of like I've said before, it is what it is, and it ain't what it ain't.